Before Guardiola and Klopp, there was a man who revolutionized the Premier League with his unique style, a tactical genius, a natural provocateur, and a relentless leader. His arrival in England changed everything. But what made Jose Mourinho so special? If you love football and want more legendary stories like this, subscribe to Football Campi and turn on notifications. Let's dive into this epic journey. 2004. Chelsea, a club with big ambitions, but no league titles in 50 years. Enter Jose Mourinho, fresh off winning the Champions League with Porto. Mourinho was not just another manager. He had already shown at Porto that he could outthink and outmaneuver Europe's elite. He took a modest team from Portugal and made them conquer the continent, defeating giants like Manchester United on their way to European glory. That triumph made him the most sought-after manager in the world. At this first press conference in England, he delivered an unforgettable line. "I'm not one of the battle. I'm the special one." Those words set the tone for everything that followed. Mourinho exuded confidence and authority. He was here to win, and he didn't care if people liked him or not. From his very first training sessions, Mourinho demanded excellence. Every pass, every defensive movement, and every attack was meticulously planned. His methods were revolutionary. Players were expected to memorize tactical movements like actors learning lines in a play. Will his meticulous approach lead to greatness, or will the pressure of England's toughest league prove too much? Chelsea had a strong squad when Mourinho arrived, but under his guidance, they became a machine. Players like Frank Lampard, Didier Drogba, and John Terry evolved into world-class footballers. In the 2004-05 season, Chelsea set a record with 15 consecutive wins, conceded only 15 goals all season, and won the Premier League for the first time in 50 years. Chelsea didn't just win, they dominated. Opponents struggled to break through Mourinho's compact, disciplined defensive system. His 4-3-3 formation was a tactical revolution. At the time, most English clubs played a rigid 4-4-2, but Mourinho introduced a system that combined defensive solidity with rapid counterattacks. Every player had a clearly defined role, and there was no room for mistakes. Beyond tactics, Mourinho cultivated a winning mentality. He instilled a side mentality. His players believed they were against the world. Every match was a battle, and Chelsea became one of the hardest teams to beat in football history. Football is not just played on the pitch, it is played in the mind as well. And no one understood this better than Mourinho. He was a master of psychological warfare. He used the media to manipulate narratives, divert pressure from his players, and unsettle his opponents. He mocked Arsene Wenger and called him a specialist in failure. He played mind games with Sir Alex Ferguson, pushing Manchester United to the limit. He never hesitated to call out referees, even if it meant being fined. Mourinho knew exactly how to create an us against them mentality. His players believed they were fighting against unfair critics, biased referees, and envious rivals. This psychological edge made Chelsea even stronger. Even amidst controversy, Mourinho delivered some of Chelsea's most legendary moments. On April 22, 2006, in a crucial match against Manchester United, Chelsea needed a win to secure the title. They delivered with authority, winning 3-0. Mourinho's celebration was iconic. He ran down the touchline, arms raised as Stamford Bridge erupted. Another defining moment came in the 2005 Champions League semi-final against Liverpool. The two-leg battle ended in a controversial draw, with Liverpool advancing due to the infamous ghost goal. Mourinho called it a robbery, cementing the fierce rivalry between the two clubs. Under his leadership, Chelsea didn't just win trophies, they developed a mentality of resilience and fearlessness. In just 3 seasons, they won 2 Premier League titles, an FA Cup, and 2 League Cups. Success comes at a cost. Mourinho's demand for complete control put him in direct conflict with Roman Abramovich. The Chelsea owner wanted more attacking football. Mourinho, however, prioritized winning above entertainment. He wanted full authority over transfers, but Abramovich started making signings without his approval. By the 2007-08 season, the cracks were too deep. After a slow start, Mourinho was sacked. It was a shocking decision that left Stamford Bridge in disbelief. His final words: "This is not a goodbye, it's a see you later." Even after his departure, Mourinho's legacy shaped Chelsea's future. He transformed the club from challengers to champions. His tactical principles remained the foundation of Chelsea's success for years. The club continued winning titles, including the Champions League in 2012. His influence was evident in players like John Terry, who became one of the greatest defenders in Premier League history. His winning mentality changed how Chelsea approached every competition. Mourinho's impact extended beyond Chelsea. He changed how managers viewed the game. Many adopt his pragmatic, results-driven approach. Others tried to match his psychological tactics, but few could execute them as masterfully as he did. Mourinho's return to Chelsea in 2013 was met with excitement and high expectations. The club had gone through several managerial changes, and the fans longed for the stability and dominance that Mourinho had once provided. He immediately set out to rebuild the squad, bringing in key players such as Diego Costa and Cesc Fabregas, who would become instrumental in the team's resurgence. The 2014-15 season was a testament to his tactical brilliance. Chelsea stormed through the league, blending defensive solidity with attacking flair. They secured the Premier League title with 3 games to spare, finishing with the best defensive record in the competition. Mourinho had done it again. He had restored Chelsea to the top of English football. His ability to identify talent and build teams capable of immediate success was unparalleled. Players like Eden Hazard flourished under his management, with Hazard winning the PFA Player of the Year award for his outstanding performances. Mourinho also reignited John Terry's career, proving that experience and leadership were just as vital as youth and speed. Every player had a defined role, and every match was approached with meticulous planning. His attention to detail and ability to outthink opponents remained his greatest assets. However, as was often the case with Mourinho, success came with controversy. His confrontational nature led to tensions behind the scenes, and by December 2015, with Chelsea struggling in the league, he was dismissed. It was a shocking fall from grace, but it did little to diminish his legacy. Even in failure, Mourinho left an impact. His methods, his philosophies, and his drive to win had reshaped Chelsea into one of Europe's elite clubs. Regardless of how his tenure ended, his influence on Chelsea and football as a whole remains undeniable. Mourinho wasn't just a great coach, he was a football philosopher. His methods were controversial, but they worked. He introduced the idea that defending deep and counter-attacking could be an art form. His famous parking the bus strategy frustrated teams and secured results. Critics called it negative football, but Mourinho didn't care. His teams won, and that was all that mattered. His influence spread across Europe. Clubs and managers studied his methods. Players who worked under him spoke of his unmatched tactical intelligence. Beyond the pitch, he changed The way managers engage with the media, press conferences became psychological battlegrounds. Mourinho never just answered questions, he played the game. Mourinho's time at Chelsea was not just a chapter in his career, it was a turning point in football history. He took a club that had spent decades in the shadows and turned it into a powerhouse. His achievements speak for themselves. 2 Premier League titles, 1 FA Cup, and 2 League Cups. But his true legacy is more than just trophies. He changed how football is played, how managers think, and how teams approach winning. The question remains, is Jose Mourinho the greatest Chelsea manager of all time? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Football Campi for more legendary football stories.